2.2, more functions and their graphs. More functions and their graphs. Okay, find and simplify the difference quotient, right, for the given function. Now this seems really complicated, but it's not that bad. Basically, you're going to find the first part. This is just your original function. You're going to stick it over h, and then you're going to simplify it. And let me do an example. I'll show you what I mean here. Now, see, f of x is the second part of the equation right here, the second part. Well, this is simply this. Okay, so we know that. They give it to us. In fact, they give it to us in every one of these. So your first step is not to find that. You know what that is. The first step is you have to find this first step, the first part, which is f, the function f in terms of x plus h. So that's what you have to do here. That's the first step. You already have the second part. And sticking over to h is actually the easy part. So this is the complicated part on this one, is to find the f of x plus h. So -7 times, but where you have the x, now we're plugging in x plus h. So x plus h, and then we simplify. -7 times x, -7 times x is -7x. -7 times h is -7h. All right, so now we're going to plug everything into this equation over here, right? So first thing is we say -7x minus 7h minus, and the original equation was -7x, and we put it over h. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of some of the negatives, right? So all I did is I just plugged it in, right? I plugged in the three pieces here. All right, so we keep the -7x minus 7h. Negative times a -7, like a -1 times -7x is a positive 7x. We put that over h. Turns out the -7x and the positive 7x cancel out, leaving me -7h over h. The h's cancel out, leaving me -7. Okay, so the first one is just -7. Okay, let's try the next one. Again, the first step is we have to find f of x plus h. So f of x plus h, I don't know what that is. So we say x plus h plus 3. 8 times x is 8x. 8 times h is 8h plus 3. None of these are like terms, so you cannot combine. Okay, let's just plug it into the difference quotient. Okay, the first thing is going to be 8x plus 8h plus 3 minus the original equation, which was 8x plus 3 all over h, which is just h. So we distribute the negative here like it's a -1. -1 times 8x. Let's bring down 8x plus 8h plus 3 minus 8x. And then -1 times positive 3 is -3 all over h. I know that looks like a negative h, that's not supposed to, though. There we go. Okay, we combine like terms. We have an 8x and a -8x. We have a positive 3 and we have a -3, which gives us a positive 8h over h. The h's cancel out, leaving me an 8. So we got that. Okay, so we're here. We don't know what f of x plus h is, so our first step is to find out what that is. So wherever we see an x in the original one, right, we're going to be plugging in x plus h. All right, I'm going to use a pattern on this one, so that's just going to give me an x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 8 times x, which is -8x, -8 times h, which is -8h plus 2. So that is what this is going to be. Okay, so do we have any like terms to combine here? We have an x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 8x minus 8h plus 2. It does not look like anything is going to cancel out on this. Okay, so we plug it into the difference quotient. So I'm going to put this in parentheses to represent my substitution. All right, minus the original equation all over h. Okay, excellent. So what we're going to have here is we're going to keep the original one, or the x plus h, which is x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 8x minus 8h plus 2. And we're going to distribute this negative 1, which gives me minus x squared. Distribute the negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 8x is plus 8x. Sorry, 8x. Distribute the negative 1 to the positive 2, which gives you minus 2. All right, now that's all over the h. You see what cancels out? We have an x squared there. We have a negative x squared there. Those cancel out. We have a negative 8x here. That cancels out with the positive 8x there. We have that negative 2 here. That cancels out with the positive 2 right there. And it looks like what we have left over is the positive 2xh plus h squared. Extend this out a little bit. It looks like we also have to include the negative 8h there. So if we factor an h out of the entire thing, what that leaves me is 2x plus h minus 8 all over h. The h's cancel out, leaving me 2x plus h minus 8.